in my kitchen slash second unused office, there's a bag of apples and one of them went bad and I didn't know it.
Oh, geez.
And now there's a bunch of fruit flies hanging out.
Ants. So that's what you've been swatting at for the last few days. I thought it was
Fruit flies. They're fucking and they're good ones. You know, a lot of fruit flies get like kind of lethargic. You can get them good.
Yeah.
No, these are robust.
Well, we're getting right into the meat of the day, don't we?
So are the fruit flies. But the problem is I got rid of their apple. So now what are they doing? They're just hanging out, partying.
That reminds me of a terrible joke about a guy who had a tapeworm. And he went to the doctor and the doctor said, yeah, this is no problem. He said, you're going to need a cookie, an apple, and a hammer. And the guy said, what am I going to do with the cookie, the apple, and the hammer? He said, okay, well, day one, I want you to put your chin on the table, open your mouth, and what I see, and put a cookie on the table. He said, pretty soon the tapeworm is going to come up and go out and take a bite of the cookie and go back. Don't do anything. He said, the next day, do the same thing. Tapeworm is going to come out. Third day, don't put a cookie there. I said, then what happens? He says, that's where the hammer comes in. The tapeworm comes out and says, where's my cookie? And you hit him with a hammer.
But it wouldn't work, Sally.
Oh, come on.
You think well, okay, yeah. So it might be a joke. Number one, it wasn't funny. Number two,
I thought it was funny. I laughed a lot.
Number two, the tapeworm is smart enough with a good enough sense of smell that it's coming out of your small intestine, up through your duodenal sphincter, coming up your esophagus, negotiating all of the stomach acid beforehand, coming out of the throat, through your epiglottis, and then going after food in front of you.
It was because this is like the Terminator. Quit your sniffing fruit flies like a crazy.
I didn't even get them. That's the worst part.
You're slower than the average fruit fly. Well, good morning, Thomas.
Yo, what's up, Thomas?
You like my hairdo? It's called clam digging. I got my limit. We got it in about half an hour.
Were you on the call? It was so sad when people were like, oh my God, I forget her name. You have great hair. You have great hair. And then she's like, it's a wig. And I was like, and she put that in the chat. And I was like, no. And I was like, no, don't say that. And then she comes on video and she's like, it's a wig, see? And I was like, don't tell people that, because then I have to tell people that I'm wearing a toupee.
Well, did you own up to the toupee?
Not yet. Next call. I'll be.
Yeah. Well, you know what else you didn't own up to is where you source.
That was so ridiculous.
You know, the guy, he just, because we talk all the time about the bins and thrift stores and going on Facebook, you know, he just stumbled into it. I'm sure he didn't realize what it was, a faux pas or a fox paws.
What was my reaction? Is that a joke?
Yeah. Is this a real question?
Is this a real? Yes, it's a real question.
Well, do you want to see if we're up really on the channel?
Yeah, let's do it. We live, Sally?
I'm going to find out right now if I can figure out how to find our channel. That is, I'll tell you what, that is the worst. Okay, so I'm in here now. I'm going to go down to my subscriptions, the Resellers Podcast. Oh, please this time say it. Oh, look at that.
We're up.
That Thomas and Sally, episode 01, Introduction to the Squirrel Cage. It has 35 views and it went up 58 minutes ago.
Woo! Swish. We balling.
You might be balling. Balling.
We fly high.
I might be out salmon fishing tomorrow.
You know this. Those are good videos because that boat is lit.
What boat is lit?
Your salmon fishing boat.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm going out on a different one tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, I'm not going out on the 5-story fishing boat.
This one's only 3 stories, but it's longer.
No, that's what they all say. Listen, Thomas, on this call, this was what I call, it started out with me going to the principal again. How many listings were you on the beginning? Did you think of what I told you, that I felt like I'm going to the principal's office every day when he says, how many listings can you do? And I went, oh,
What's your capacity?
Yeah.
I joined in 5 minutes late, and I saw the comment that was like, my capacity is 9. And I was like, we're not doing this again. So instead, just commandeered the call 2/3 of the way through and held the hand of the YouTube
I
channel.
just wonder what's going to show up on this YouTube channel. Now,
I'm excited to find out.
Oh, wait a minute.
Every Thursday's data dump is going to be good.
Okay, I'm in now. We'll talk about that later. About uploading the YouTube. Yeah. Shifty eyes. Well, today's call was, it was a housekeeping call. It was getting scheduled straight, and that's good. I think that housekeeping calls are great because, who's going to talk when, what kind of calls are we going to have? Those glasses look too little on you.
Yeah, they're kids' glasses.
Yeah, they make you look beady-eyed.
They're supposed to have markings on the inside, but they don't, so I can't sell them.
What kind of markings are they supposed to have?
We got model number and shit.
Oh, someday we're going to look at all my glasses and you're going to help me figure out what to do with them.
Yeah, I will.
I just got some new ones,
Lit.
Yeah, lit. What would you do without that word? So today I didn't take notes because I really was just clam digging my little heart out. It's the last day of clam season. No more clam digging until October 1st.
Did you hit the limit?
Of course.
Good.
You think I would come home without the limit?
I don't know. Maybe Lanny, was just getting in the way.
No, but it wasn't Lanny. It was Jit and Bill and me.
Oh, I'm guessing Jit's a freaking animal.
For what?
I'm just guessing he's really good and ambitious at getting clams.
Oh, he's possessed.
Exactly.
He's possessed about fishing and clams. He's going today to surf perch, where he goes standing on the jetty and puts a line out and tries to get these little fish called surf perch. And if he does, he'll cook them tonight for us. Yeah, they're a little bit bigger than that, but that's fun. So, did you have any takeaways from today other than you who are channels up?
No.
Okay.
Well, that and it looks like people are, now that the thing is live, it seems like people are excited to make content. And there's a YouTube call today. I think today at 5 Eastern.
2:00 my time.
Yeah.
And I've got I've got the septic inspector guy coming at, not septic, but drain people coming at 2. I have a sneaking suspicion that someone is illegally tapped into my sewer line.
How would they do that? Oh, you told me about this. You told me about this.
Yeah, because it's a really old house. I just think, so they're going to come out and run a camera around again. Because I said, there's stuff coming out of that pipe that yet come from the Musamichi house. So there, I looked in the middle of the night for fares to Tokyo. And Portland to Tokyo goes nonstop.
1,200?
Yes, I can't believe that.
I think I paid 15 round trip for mine 5 years ago.
And we'll go main cabin because then we get upgraded because Bill's got 2 million miles on Delta. So
I got to say, those international trips, I think they're the only ones that I would pay money to be like upgraded on.
Well,
my brother,
on this one, it's only 11 hours.
Doesn't matter. My brother, pre-COVID, fly to China every 6 weeks. And his company like paid so that he had like the best thing. So like
Delta
you get
One.
a bed, you lay down.
I've done that. Oh,
they bring
nice.
Champagne.
And it's a bed with real sheets. Real sheets.
Yeah. And basically, like if he didn't have that, you'd wake up because like when he's there, it's just business. So if he got there the next day and it's a 12-hour jet lag thing, if you're trying to be attentive and do everything and never really catch up, there's no way you could do that getting 5 hours of bad coach sleep.
Yeah. It was really
Unless you're
nice, I have to admit. But you know what? It had that bed, but I didn't want to go to sleep because they had such great booze and food and snacks and ice
He
cream and
was,
stuff.
so he got stuff for free on the plane that he just gave to me and I sold.
I know it's like
There was like a,
slippers.
there was a Saks Fifth towel that I sold for $40.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked this. I thought, well, maybe we'll just no. It's $1,200 or $6,000. That's the difference between flying main cabin, not tourist, but main cabin, and Delta One. I thought, no, no, no. You were going to make me crazy. Get one of those sticky strips.
No.
Catches bugs.
The real ticket. You have one of the zappers.
Oh, you're all kinds of zappers.
Those are so fun. The hand ones.
There's ones you there's ones you shoot too.
Oh my God, those are so. They look like a tennis racket. You hold the button. The fucking thing explodes when you hit it. Oh my God,
The funny
it's
thing
so
explodes?
rewarding.
The funny thing explodes.
That hilarious creature explodes when you touch it with the metal.
No.
And that thing, if you push the button and then touch it, it's significant. It'll hurt you.
And I suppose you did that, didn't you? You did that.
With my tongue.
That and freezing it on a pole. We've got to talk about reselling here because I mean this is a real call. And this is probably the worst call you and I have ever had together. Because we have, I think we're just excited about the fact that we might go live. Did you see? What's the matter?
Nothing. So if you went to Japan,
What
would you
happened?
resell?
What did you just do?
There was a fruit fly on my M&Ms that was like walking around on them, and I thought I could kill it, but I didn't.
Yeah, you better take, the joke about the tapeworm, take it to heart, because if you're eating M&Ms with fly larva on it.
Grow up. Anyways,
Grow
if you
up,
went
he
to
says. B.
We got a little pea coming in hot. If you went to Japan, would you resell? And the reason I asked this is because when I was in Japan in Tokyo,
No.
there are a million. Like if you go to the right district, there's a million of tiny shops that are all
I know, I
clothing
love
vendors.
those. Yep. But I wouldn't resell. I would source. I source everywhere I go, but I wouldn't resell.
So yeah, I mean source. So
I want to source in
so
France. I
wait,
just don't know what to get.
wait, little thing. If you ever find something that says Burberry's, like Burberry's apostrophe, it's still real. It's authentic. It's just vintage. So Burberry used to be Burberry's, and then they rebranded to Burberry, and then there's like different levels now, right? Burberry Brit, Burberry London, Burberry Prorsum, whatever. Anyways.
You know how to check with Isabella, because I have some really old writing, because on Burberry was a writing. You can get writing jackets and stuff.
Isabella is on some Facebook group, some pony Facebook group where they sell stuff. Someone posted some Hermes reins or some leathery thing. And I was like, buy it. But like, what are you doing? Buy it. And they had it listed for like $150 because anything Hermes sells for 800, like those things are $800 same day on eBay. And she was like, I don't know. And I think someone else got them before she reached out. But I was like,
pick it up.
So we took a trip to Toronto and we went to the Hermes store. Hermes, when you go to the Hermes store, it's predominantly scarves, believe it or not. They don't have a lot of clothes. It's a lot of scarves. A lot of jewelry, and then like on the second floor of this store, at least, like so that you have to go through a whole ton of like people to get to the bags. They then have the bags, because the bags are the big money, and they don't even have they don't even have the Birkins available. Those are like in the back. You have to be like the guy to get those. Anyways, so in the store they have a Hermes saddle. Because,
yes, I've seen those.
Yeah, because Hermes used to be like a big equestrian thing.
That's why my old clothes are Hermes.
Yeah, of course. So
and Burberry.
Exactly. So nobody, of course, gives a shit about the saddle. Isabella, in the meantime, is like, I'm getting a picture with the saddle. So, there's all these security people, whatever. She picks up the saddle off of the thing and holds it, and I take a picture with her. Everybody's like, like, what is, like, number one, what is this thing that this lady just picked up? And number two, why is she picking it up? But it's like $6,000 for a saddle, which actually isn't crazy expensive for a saddle these days from what she was
No,
telling
we've
me.
spent thousands on saddles, different
Yep.
saddles. It's been a number of years since we did, but you keep them, you keep them for life. I was in Paris.
Oh, I got
and
one.
I was thinking of picking up a gift, to bring back to my sister or somebody. And sure enough, there's is it Hermes or Hermes? Hermes. So there's a shop. Oh, it's cute. Just like, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to buy a scarf. Won't that be cute? Holy shit. $500 for a starter scarf.
That sounds low to me. Oh, is that one of the little handkerchief things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The small ones. So I wonder if they have like a discount store. When I'm in Paris, you're going to be on the phone with me a lot because I'm going to be in stores, thrift stores that might have glasses that we can't get here and might, have stuff. I'm going to need help because fashion isn't, I don't know if you can tell, but fashion isn't exactly my thing.
No, I could tell.
Could you? I'll take a picture of me cleaned up. You won't believe how nice I look. You know what? I have a picture of me with George Bush someplace here, and I look nice. I dressed up for that.
Yeah, same with Isabella.
That she dresses up nice, or she has a picture with George W. Bush?
That you'd have no idea that she dresses up nice. I'm kidding.
I would guess that she probably does.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I saw those pictures from the wedding.
Yeah.
I would like to see a picture of her on a horse. I bet she sits a horse really nicely.
She does. She does.
And
I'll send you one.
Do you know what to look for? You can you should be able to draw a line between your shoulder, your hip, and your heel when you're when you're riding
like a straight line.
Yeah, it should be your shoulder, your hip, and your heel in a dressage thing. That puts you in good balance.
But I think.
So anyway, back to eBay.
I don't know crap about pony riding, but I went to like her stable. I don't know what you call it, the place where her horse is currently boarded.
Barn.
And there were a couple people riding, and I was just like, that person, like, I had no idea. And I'm like, that person sucks. That person sucks. That person sucks.
It's easy to tell. They either appear to be on the horse if they don't know what they're doing, or they appear to be part of the horse if they do.
Yeah, she's really good. I think. I don't know.
We used to tell our students and kids, think about your seat being 3 inches under the horse's hide. That's where you should seek your balance, and then you're in sync. Million years
Whatever.
ago.
Anyways.
Yeah, enough about horses and clams and stuff. Let's talk about eBay. So I actually got a few sales. I've got, I think, 5 or 6 things that sold.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's really good. That's a great sell through.
What are people shopping in the middle of the night for? I mean, I get offers and stuff like at 3 o'clock my time. Well, I guess that would be 6 o'clock East Coast time. You've got to do something with those flies. I mean, you've got to fix it.
Well, I can't do anything right now. I'm on the freaking phone with you. What do you want me to do?
Did you ever in biology class do the thing where the spotted fruit fly and the not spotted fruit fly? And I'm not sure what that was supposed to teach us, but that fruit flies have sex too, I guess.
Well,
I don't know.
I had to do it in genetics class. When you do it like in college, it's like rigorous. Like you got to be there at a certain time because they, breed so fast. You got to be there at a certain time. You put them under ether, they all fall asleep, and then you have to count things. It's a giant pain in the butt.
I had a friend who was she was a doctor, and her husband was a doctor, and I got this frog. It was the size of a dinner plate, and it ate live mice.
Mm-hmm.
It was a god awful thing. They call them dinner plate or something. I can't remember. I called her Hillary, and I could not stand the thought. I mean, it was just god awful. You put a little mouse in there and this frog kills it. So I had these doctors design a Kevorkian chamber for me. And what it was is the mouse would go in, and then they said that starter fluid. I think it was starter fluid. It's pure ether. So we would just overdose the mouse with ether.
it's
so
ether, yeah.
Now I wonder if what that did with to the frog. I don't care. That frog terrified me.
We used to do that starting tractors that the glow plugs were out on. That was always kind of scary because you're like, don't want to spray too much ether.
Yeah. Did you ever want to go into the family business?
So there's not enough farm there for me to inherit and like make money on. Well, you could, but you'd really have to, and I'll say this, if you're doing farming, there's pretty much two ways to do it. Number one, massive scale, which is impossible to acquire unless you marry into something or you already have it, or some ridiculous amount of investment. Or number two, niche product that you market extremely well. So if I was to do it, it takes forever to build up the reputation of having a really good niche product that you can sell, especially in the world of livestock, because it's such a, I don't know, kind of insular world. So unless you build up a connection with, like, let's say some medical company that needs, stock or something for some sort of experiment, or you're selling the meat, like in the individual cuts and going through the whole process yourself, it's really hard to make like a full-time living on it. So I thought about it originally for about a year and a half, 2 years. I was like, yeah, I could do this. And then it was just like, nope, I'd have to get a loan, 30-year loan, high interest. It would just be like, it'd be pretty irresponsible of me. Like I could do better things and bigger things, and
not to get personal, like I will, but did your parents want you to get involved in the farm? And
no, it was all of my accord. No, there was no like, hey, you should do this, because it's not a full-time farm. It's my stepdad is a extension specialist.
Oh.
And then yeah, so it's a part-time farm that is, has a few part-time workers. So
how many sheep and lambs do you have at the height at spring, when they lamb? What's your top number for critters on the ground?
So our sheep lamb 3 times a year. We have 3 lambing seasons, which is different from most sheep, because obviously most sheep lamb in the spring. So if you really want to push the production of sheep, which pretty much means they lamb every 8 months instead of every year, so you get half again as many lambs out of them. It's kind of tricky because animals are like, raised to breed in the winter so that they can
lamb in the spring.
So they get lamb in the spring when all the grass is really good and there's not a lot, whatever, right? But if you want to game the system like we do, you have to get them to breed out of season, which takes certain tactics and genetics. And
to get them to breed out of season, soft music, low lights, a little wine.
the light is really the big thing. And I'm actually not, so. I'm not playing around. You want to trick them because they
just
are.
Wait a minute. Do you ever have any that misbehave, and do you call them bad ass lambs?
God, that's so great, Sally. I've never actually done that. I do, however, if you do it at scale, you end up with a decent number of lambs that are mismothered, or the mom passed away, or doesn't have enough milk. Because if they have triplets, there's not a
like
great
my little deer that I brought in.
Yeah, that's the thing that should have been put down. You end up with a lot of lambs that you call like bottle lambs that most people feed from a bottle. But if you want to do it at scale, you end up getting a artificial milk like maker thing that you add the powder in and the hot water, and it's like a super pain in the butt to make it perfect. But anyways, my friend's farm, they have like, I don't know, probably 2,000 ewes at this point, which is small in the world of farming, but big in the world of Michigan. They'll end up with several hundred bottle lambs. So they have like they have a special like barn with a whole setup so that all these sheep, all these little lambs.
And does it look like a mother lamb with a million spigots on it?
He sent it to me in Snapchat, so I can order the video.
It might be like I know how cows do it. It's like a huge barrel thing. It's like a little tank, and then they have and they fill it with the milk, of course, from the
So,
cow.
so
Why are
it's,
we're so far off subject.
so it's more or less like there's a tank and then a bunch of lines coming off of it. And you have to check that machine like 10 times a day, because if it gets clogged, like none of the milk comes to any of the things, the lines get clogged, you have to clean them, and it just takes forever, right? Because then it's a total disaster.
Why
So if
didn't
this
you just
machine
listen to 'em?
messes up, right?
Just listen to them. If it goes, if it doesn't work, they're still going bad, bad.
Okay, so reselling. Today's call was great because we got on YouTube, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It was great because we learned that other people are interested in making YouTube content, which is also
And
cool. I'm excited to see what other people make.
Thomas,
and
I think that we're good because other people are going to feel good when they look and see how terrible we were to begin with. We're not that good now. I think that I think it's going to encourage people to go ahead and be bad, bad.
our time's almost up, right? Because this is getting
Now I
brutal.
see Michael Jackson dancing in a sheep costume.